I hope you're well and having a really lovely day today, as always. So I'm doing something kind of a bit different, but not really. A lot of you always ask me for planning videos, and that is something I've always wanted to do for a long time actually, but having my own Disney World holiday and then Christmas, and I've had so much going on in my life that it's just been a bit all over the place. So I wanted to wait until the new year came and I could really sit down and think about the videos you guys want from me. If there's anything to do with planning trips to Orlando or anything in particular you want to know about, then make sure you leave me a comment. So obviously you know I love Disney, but I've never really properly declared my love for Universal. Universal is the only other place that we went to on our trip to Orlando in October 2015 last year, and I'd previously been to Universal in my trip to Orlando in 2013. I also went to SeaWorld on that trip, but SeaWorld is not somewhere I would probably ever go back to. So in this video I'm going to talk to you kind of about Universal Orlando Resort in general, some general information that might help you if you've never been before, if you're looking to go to Orlando or you might want to go in the future. If you are going, just some general things about it that might kind of help you with planning or get to know the place a little bit more. And in the future I will kind of go into more specific details, especially about some of the themed areas. My number one favourite thing about Universal is the theming. Universal's theming is just incredible. What I'm actually going to do is pop in the description box down below what I've talked about and the time that I begin talking about each thing. So if you don't want to know about hotels, for example, but there's something else you want to know, you can click through to the time. So Universal Orlando Resort is actually the largest property owned by Universal. It's made up of 2 theme parks, 4 hotels with a 5th one opening this year, and entertainment kind of nighttime complex. So you've got Universal Studios and you've got Universal Islands of Adventure, 2 very different theme parks but both incredible in their own ways. If you asked me to pick a favourite, I definitely couldn't. Universal Orlando first opened in 1990 and that opened just with the studios, Universal Studios Park, and then the Islands of Adventure opened in 1999. First I'm going to talk to you about Universal Studios. It's kind of based on film and the film industry. It's kind of got that feeling that you are walking onto a movie set. You do actually feel like you're part of the land that you go to. So they've got obviously different lands around the theme park and each one is so immersive and real that you do actually feel like you're on a film set that's made to be New York, or you're actually on a film set of San Francisco, and it is actually sometimes used as a movie set. When I was there in October they were filming something, I don't remember what it was. All of the rides, shows, attractions, etc. at Universal Studios are based on films, TV shows. There are 7 lands in Universal Studios. There is Production Central, which is the one you first enter the park with, New York, San Francisco and Hollywood, World Expo, you have the Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone, and then you have the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley. This is actually the 2nd expansion of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. The one in the Islands of Adventure came first. Islands of Adventure, which is a totally different vibe. You walk in and you know you're going to have a good time and you're going to go on an adventure, as cliche as it sounds. You start at the port of entry and I'm pretty sure it says like where adventure begins on it, and you make your way through the park through all the different islands, I think they're called. So the 7 different islands in Islands of Adventure are Marvel Superhero Island, the Toon Lagoon, Jurassic Park, Seuss Landing, the Lost Continent and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which is the original one which first opened, which is kind of Hogsmeade and the Hogwarts castle itself. Universal also has its kind of own entertainment nighttime complex thing. You park in the parking and then you go onto this moving walkway and then you arrive in Citywalk, which is Universal's entertainment complex, where there is so many restaurants. There's a bowling alley, there is the Blue Man show, there is loads of shops, massive Universal kind of flagship store as well, which has merchandise from both theme parks. There's nightclubs, there's literally so much there. There's really something for everyone, whether you're a family with young kids or you're kind of or have cocktails or go out for dinner. It's kind of a one-stop complex of entertainment and fun, and you don't have to have a park ticket to access Citywalk. My website recommendation to purchase your tickets from is Attractions Tickets Direct. I used them when I went in October and my previous trip, and I've used them for other things actually. Is they have the lowest prices that you will find online. You can pay a deposit, which was something we did for our trip that just happened, and it was so helpful because you don't always have a couple of £100 laying around. So for us, we bought our tickets with a £10 deposit and we paid it off 6 months later when we knew that we had the money ready and waiting to go. You also get given real park tickets instead of being given a voucher, because some ticket websites will give you like a printed email and you have to go to a ticket booth and swap it for tickets, and that can take you an hour, but you get given actual tickets, and this is what a Universal ticket looks like, just kind of a paper card. And as well, Attraction Tickets Direct give you like so many vouchers and a nice little booklet and just more stuff as well than just a ticket. It is so much cheaper to buy your tickets in advance than on the gate. I cannot stress that enough. Never buy your tickets at the gate of a theme park because it's just crazy money. But I looked on the website, and an adult 2-park ticket that lets you swap from park to park for 2 weeks of use is £152 at the moment. I've never stayed in a Universal hotel. I know lots of people who have, whether it's been for a week or just 1 or 2 nights. Actually, something I regret from my recent trip is not staying at Universal, because there's so many perks that come if you stay in a Universal hotel. There's currently 4 hotels there that are open, and there is a 5th one which is called Sapphire Falls, opening later this year. So their value hotel is the Cabana Bay Beach Resort, which is kind of like a 50s, 60s kind of theme. It's got 2 pools, a lazy river, a bowling alley, a gym. Then you've got their medium level, their preferred hotels, which is the new one that's opening this year, which is Sapphire Falls. And then you've got the Royal Pacific Resort, which is a word I really struggle to say. This one's kind of relaxing, tropical paradise, a lagoon pool, a white sand beach, very much up my street. And then you've got their like premium top level hotels, where you have the Portofino Bay, which is Italian European style theming with loads of unique pools and a spa. And then the kind of most iconic in my opinion, which is the Hard Rock Hotel, themed to make you feel like a rock star and a superstar, and I think it's got like a pool which has underwater sound. I actually wish I'd considered staying at Universal for at least 1 night. We spent 2 days at Universal on our most recent October trip, but I wish I'd done it kind of 2 days in a row with 1 night at Universal in between. Then we would have saved money on taxi there, taxi back, and we also would have got some of the really good benefits. So if you stay in any Universal hotel, you can charge to your rooms, you don't have to carry cash with you. If you buy anything in the resort, they will bring it back to your hotel for you. There's free transportation by buses or water taxi if you're on the Universal Lake, but I'm pretty sure you can walk very easily. But the biggest perk, I think, if you stay in any of the hotels is that you get an extra hour of early admission into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So for example, say that the theme parks open at 9 AM and you're going peak season. Normally both Universal Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios will allow you to go into their Wizarding World of Harry Potter sections 1 hour before it actually opens, which is incredible because that is the busiest part of both theme parks. So this early entry is 7 days a week, but it can sometimes vary if it's both parks or just one park. It depends what season and sort of what's going on there, but they will tell you at your hotel where it is. But the best thing is, say you're checking in on a Monday and leaving on a Tuesday, you get that early admission for both days. So 1 night stay for us would have meant that we got both days we visited the parks, early admission to the Wizarding World, which was where we wanted to spend the most time. If you stay in either Portofino Bay, the Hard Rock Hotel or the Royal Pacific Resort, there's one extra benefit that you get. It's actually that they will give you and each person assigned to your room a unlimited express pass to use for the duration of your stay at the hotel. Now I'll talk about that more in a minute, but that is an incredible perk. You can book Universal hotels direct with Universal and actually book your tickets and hotel rooms together, but what you can also do is book hotel rooms for Universal separate. You can get hotel rooms on Expedia and all those kind of hotel booking websites, but usually those places don't sell tickets. Make sure you buy your tickets separately so you've got tickets, so that's when you would head to Attraction Tickets Direct. So the Universal Express Pass is kind of Universal's version of a fast pass or a front of line pass. You have to be entitled to it or you have to purchase it. So to be entitled to it, you have to have a stay in one of the 3 hotels I've mentioned, or you can purchase it directly from Universal and only directly from Universal. So Universal Express allows you to skip the standard queue of a ride or an attraction or a show. It's not available on every single ride and attraction, but it is on mostly everything. So when you go up to a ride, you will see the normal queue and you will see what says express lane or express queue. You enter a separate queue which is so much shorter than the regular one, and if a queue says 45 minutes then you're probably going to wait 10 minutes at the most, so it's such a good thing and it really does save you time. Rides and attractions kind of have shorter queues. If it is a show that has Universal Express, then you get to enter before everyone else, so make sure you are there with good time because you can enter early and choose a better seat. Express Pass is separate from your theme park ticket. If you've already got theme park tickets in your hand, you need to purchase a separate Express Pass if you haven't been given it because you're staying in a hotel. There are two different types of Universal Express. There is the standard Universal Express Pass and there is the unlimited Universal Express Pass. With the unlimited Express Pass, you can go on as many rides that have Express as often as you want that day. You could go on the Simpsons ride 5 times, for example, with your Express Pass, no problem, no limits on it. The standard one, it's one time per ride per day, so you can only use it once on the Simpsons ride. You can only use it once on Despicable Me and then it's gone. So you would have to be a bit more tactical about when you use it to kind of make sure you're using it in the best way. But the unlimited one, which is what we had in October, you can use it as many times as you want. There's also a few different options for Universal Express tickets for buying them, so have a look on the Universal website, play around with it if you're interested. Prices aren't set, it's different for different days of the week, different seasons, so I can't say it costs this much, but as a standard rule, one pass is valid for one day, but it does come in either a one park per day ticket or you can buy it like a park hopper one, so have a look at that as well because that will affect the price. Whether or not it's worth it is really a personal thing. I wouldn't really want to go and not have it anymore, having now experienced it, because it was such a lovely feeling walking past the queue that said an hour and getting on the ride within 10 minutes. It was wonderful and for me very much worth it because I wasn't there for longer than 2 days and I knew having it I was going to get everything done. If you can spend the money, if you can afford to spend it, if you're willing to spend it, what time means to you? Are you on a time kind of schedule? Have you got lots of time to spend there? Does it matter to you if you're saving half an hour here and there? How patient are you as well? I'm not the most patient. If there's something to look at in a queue, like on the Forbidden Journey, the Harry Potter ride, not a problem. If I'm just looking at a wall, I get a bit annoyed because I'm like, come on, other things I want to do. From my opinion, it was so worth it and we saved so much time and got all the rides and attractions and shows we wanted to do. On our second day, we were done by kind of the middle of the afternoon and we just went around and repeated everything, which was so much fun. If I could afford to do it, I would always do it. That's just my opinion. Universal does offer dining plans. There is one that comes if you just stay in a Universal hotel, and there is also a quick service and a quick service one which comes with a Coke refillable mug. I've not tried them. I don't know if I would. I'd have to look more into it. I don't know too much about it, so I don't want to give you wrong information, but they are available, and they also have refillable popcorns, refillable drinks and refillable Coke freestyle. You pay for the cup or the popcorn buckets, which it's a set fee, and then it costs you much less to refill it. There is also as well a Photo Connect service which Universal offers, where you get your photos, they give them to you on a card and you can go around the park, collect them all day and then look at them at the end of the day. We didn't do this with Universal. I kind of wish we did, because we did have some nice photos on some rides, and when we met Spider-Man and when we met the dinosaur. Don't know if you know about the dinosaur, but there's a real dinosaur at Universal. But I think the one thing with the Photo Connect is you have to go and sort it out that day of you having your photos taken. You can't go away, leave it, think about it, come back. If you do want the photos, you have to get it done that day. I think that is everything I was going to talk about today. I hope